We get ready for the USRA Hobby Stocks. Of course, the Hobby Stocks brought to you by Quick Car Racing Products. We're going to line them up like this. It's parade lap this time by on the pole from Decorah, Iowa, the 81 machine. That's Josh Ludeking. To his outside from Cresco, the 07, Chris Hovden. Yep. Jeremy Crimmins and Nick Brady make up row number 2, and row number 3 finds Casey Kelsch and Scott Doble.
Row number 4 is, we'll see Kevin Lacey start to the inside, Colby Gopel to the outside. Row number 5, that's Joshua Monson and Zach Smith. And row 6 is Josh Bradley and Samuel Flitterer.
Dustin Goldbranson, your current point leader, and Bryce Sommerfeld make up row number 7. Chris Spear and Corey Stone, row number 8. Gavin Bartle, Taylor Donlin, Jacob Munson, Craig Walker, Jason Bradley, Sean Wright, Jim Masoner, and Ryan Crooks round out the field. As look at this, we're already going 3 wide down into turn number 1. I know we were a little late on giving the lineups.
That's
there.
All right.
We had to let them guys get it in. As Jeremy Crimmins, he's already picked up a feature win. The Fort Dodge, or excuse me, he already picked up a feature win last night. Got his picture taken today. He's leading this one out front. The 15 car works the top side. Ludeking, the 81, going to trudge right behind him, and there's a gaggle behind that.
Absolutely, cars four of them. They're trying to take it 3 now, 4 wide as we got a yellow in the air.
Down in turn number 2.
Number 1 and 2. Yep, the
54, I believe.
54, and that.
Chris Spear going to head to the pits.
I was trying to get the numbers on the others that were involved there. Trenton, what did you see?
I need to finish putting a bow right there on the last of what we had. I have to thank all the fans that came out this morning.
Oh.
We had a heck of a cheering section today, and a big shout out to Bittinger Motorsports for the signs they made. You know, when you have those fans like that really help push you along, I don't know how you lose. So.
I'll tell you what, how neat is that, though? The other neat thing is when you come to the USRA Nationals, we talk about racing as a family, but this town, this community, they all come together. They all have a smile.
Yep.
They're welcoming to everybody. We use their town all up and down the streets, the restaurants, the gas stations, everything, and they just love having us here.
Hey, and let me give you, everybody watching at home and everybody here in the stands, just a quick little cheat sheet. There's not a soul watching this that wants anything to do with Brandon Givens in one-on-one. Holy cow. That dude can shoot and he can play.
Well, he was on the broadcast last night, and I was digging on him a little bit, and he had just this aura about him that you knew that it was coming. So Jeremy Crimmins out front in this one, and we got a log jam of heavy hitters behind him in the early laps, but Crimmins out front. Then following him, look at that, you got the 07 of Hovden and the 81 of Ludeking. Those 3 front drivers atop of the billboards with Dustin Goldbranson as we get ready to go back racing.
Field will roll off back into turns 1 and 2. It's Crimmins out front 2 by 2 the rest of the way through the field. Hovden takes over the second spot at the exit of turn 2. He'll dive to the bottom in turns 3 and 4. Ludeking trying to come back to his outside. He has a little slip of the grip. Now going to deal with the 37 of Casey Kolsich to the inside of car number 81 as the field still 2 by 2 the rest of the way.
Crimmins clearing the field right now. But the battle heating up. Kelsch on the bottom, Hovden upstairs. And look at this, the 37 going to slide across the nose, take the second position as they come off turn number 4. They're stacked up 3 wide behind Hovden. Doble, Ludeking, Brady, look at this.
Oh, Hovden nearly went around. He got some help from the 81 of Ludeking to get straightened back out. So we stay green, and he lost wholesale spots, but better than running in the back of the field is Hovden. Back right now, I would say around the 10th spot, roughly. We'll see where he shakes out on timing and scoring. Yeah, 9th, I was close.
Look at Scotty Doble challenging the inside of the 37. A pair of chicken coop chassis going at it. Some northern drivers working the bottom side of turn number 4. Here comes Doble. Scotty hammers her down. Going to have the second spot at the line.
So Scott Doble will take over the second spot. Kolsch back to 3rd. Nick Brady 4th. Joshua Ludeking 5th. Right now it's all Jeremy Crimmins out in front of the field. 5 laps in, 15 laps to go. Battle for the 5th and 6th spot as the yellow flag waving once again. That is the
17J, I believe.
17J and the 02.
Yes, it is. That is Sam Fitter from Lake City, Minnesota, the 02F.
And Jason Bradley in the 17J, was the first car to roll away there, so we'll restack them once again. And man, this is with as much shuffling as we saw on the opening 3 or 4 laps after a restart. Looking forward to another restart here. Getting ready to come on up.
For everybody that's tuned in throughout the week, this is not out of the norm. The racing this week has been better than I have ever seen it at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Hats off to the track prep crew. Hats off to the race management team on running a fine program and some great racing. So Jeremy Crimmins, the race leader. We're 5 of 20 in the books. So a little backstory on the 37 machine. That used to be Weston Coop's car. Weston Coop went to the stock car, and he had a good run a little bit ago in his races. But Scott Doble, a weekly competitor at the Hamilton County Speedway with Jeremy Crimmins, and they both raced the Mason City Motor Speedway and Sports Park Raceway. Crimmins, the track champion there. Caution lights go down. Hammer it. Here we go. 15 more to go for your A feature for the USRA Hobby Stocks. Good start again. Good fire by Crimmins as he comes off turn number 2, and they're stacking up behind him. Oh, no. Nick Brady up in smokes. I was just talking about him a little bit ago as he has had a good week. A lot of speed in the 61, but she gives up the ghost. And
yeah, and unfortunately having to roll to the top of the race.
He's got it.
Now going to try to get off the bottom. We'll stay green. Good job by the 61 of Brady to keep us under green flag conditions here.
Yeah, that tip of the cap there to the 61 end as Scott Doble in that second spot behind race leader Jeremy Crimmins. Now they're stacking up Kelsch, Colby Gopel. Then here comes the money man, the fresh paint job on the $25 sign. Speaking of other guys in top 5 in points, keep your eyes on the 50 car. Here comes Bryce Sommerfeld. He's joining the mix. He's working the top groove, finds the grip on the outside, going to trail right behind the 37 of Kelsch. Gopel goes to the bottom, and Munson going to try to follow him.
Yeah, 5 cars all trying to occupy the same real estate. Meanwhile, Scott Doble in the 83 has reeled in the 15 of Jeremy Crimmins. Less than half a second the lead the last time by. We'll check it at the line. This time 0.4 seconds. So Doble is reeling in the 15 of Crimmins at the front of the field. You see the gap now down to 1. It swells to 2 car lengths at the end of the straightaway. Doble dials up the bottom of the racetrack. Crimmins up top off of turn number 4. We'll check it this time by. Crimmins still your leader by 0.3 of a second to the lead. Getting smaller and smaller and smaller for car number 15.
Look at that 83 machine working the bottom side of the track. He's finally starting to get that groove to work better. Crimmins, he's been upstairs all the time, and we've talked about it throughout the week. The hardest position to be in is the race leader because you don't know where everybody else is at. And I can tell you right now, Crimmins has a perfect view of the 83 as he is challenged on the bottom.
Now Crimmins has a decision to make. He can stay around the top part of the racetrack, continue to roll where he's been running so far this race, or now he knows the 83 is there. Does he come down the racetrack, try to put some pressure on the right-hand side of the 83 to protect the lead? He dials up the top part of the racetrack into turns 1 and 2. A little bit higher this time, grabs some of the cushion, actually hedges out back in front of the 83, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4.
Doble not going to give up the bottom, and Crimmins is not going to give up the top. We lost Chris Hubden with a right front flat tire on that last lap. You could see that when the leaders went by him if you're watching at home. So tough break for the 07. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, we still got 7 to go, and Crimmins is getting battled hard on the up for the race lead. He is not going to get off the top. It's working good, and he is going to stay up there. Now looking a little bit further back in the pack. Let's go back here. Colby Gopel running in the 3rd spot. Then it's the money man, Munson and Sommerfeld, your current top 5. Kelsch in the 14 machine of Kevin Lacey. And then Dustin Gulbranson, your current USRA national point leader, is right behind that group.
Pay attention to your lead duo as they rotate back into turns 1 and 2. It's like Crimmins, once he saw the 83 of Doble underneath him, he went about a half a lane higher, stuck the right rear right into that cushion, got a little extra grip up there. Now he's about a half a lane back down, and Doble back to the left side of the 15 machine with just 4 laps to go.
So at the line, it was 0.130. Not much of a distance separates the 2 front runners in this one. and it's coming down to the waning laps. You can grow to expect the hobby stocks to put on shows like this each and every week. And right by the line, what was it this time? 0.071, so 0.07 of a second the difference at the line.
Yeah, Crimmins once again stuck the right rear in the fluff, gets a good run down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Hard to the top side of the racetrack in turns 3 and 4, but it comes down the speedway and actually cuts a better corner that time, this time by the flag stand. 2.27 the lead. Now we got problems. Right in front of your leaders at the back of the field, yellow flag is waving once again.
Boy, that's the third time that the caution has came out. I'm not saying it's the 17J of Bradley's fault, but been involved in 3 of them. There was another slow car there, the 16 of Sean Wright from Lovington, New Mexico, as he has slowed down the backstretch.
Yeah, tough night for the 17J there. Like you said, the 16 also involved as well. We were getting ready to come to the white flag the next time by, so we'll have a 2-lap shootout here in this one. Jeremy Crimmins. Now, if you're the 15, you're aware that the 83 is there. You're aware that he's running the bottom, but you have the advantage of firing on the front row all by yourself. The 83 of Doble is going to have to try to make sure he does a really good job of clearing Colby Gopel before he can take the battle back to the 15.
Well, there's a bunch of hard chargers right there behind him as the caution lights go off. Can Crimmins hold on to it? We're going to find out as he rolls off turn number 4 into the green flag.
Good start for the 15 of Crimmins. Doble back down to the bottom of the racetrack, but Crimmins had all the momentum in the world into turns 1 and 2. Doble now a half car length behind as they rotate back into turns 3 and 4. It's Crimmins up top, Doble along the bottom. This time by the flag stand, we've got just 1 lap to go.
Boy, Gopel had a run there on the 83, had to get on the binders, might have touched the back of the 83 just a hair, but no harm, no foul as here comes Doble. Scotty Doble going to have 2 more turns to try to get it done. Crimmins upstairs. Puts the right rear on the cushion, going to give her the berries, points her down the front stretch, Doble on the inside, give it to Crimmins at the line.
Man, good effort by the 83 of Scott Doble, just comes up short as Jeremy Crimmins wins. They feature number 1 for your hobby stocks. Scott Doble finishes 2nd, Colby Gopel finishes 3rd, Bryce Summerfield and Casey Kolsch round out the top 5. Entertaining battle there the entire distance of that one.